Babe, but what if he knocks you out?
Ooh.
He sounds nervous.
I talked to his wife a couple days ago, and he's taking this serious, and he's training for it.
Babe, but what if he knocks you out?
Ooh.
He sounds nervous.
Just look away.
No, like that will not be good, babe.
No, just look away.
Day 3. You still want to with me?
And we're balls deep in the circus that is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. As per usual, there are rumors floating around and plenty of misinformation from people who haven't been paying close attention. And of course, everybody's got an opinion about who's going to win this fight come July 20 in Texas. Now, there are a couple of things that have caught my attention that you may have missed. Most importantly, we now have confirmation about some of the important details regarding the fight itself. Who gets to wear headgear and the full extent of Jake's brother Logan Paul's involvement in the fight. There's also a very short video that Mike Tyson dropped a few days ago that really kind of freaked me out, and it's got nothing to do with boxing or training or anything like that. So yeah, you'll see what I mean in a moment when I play it for you guys. But just quickly, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with all the drama happening in the podcast world, hit that subscribe button and become a regular viewer of this channel. Shout out to all my regulars who always turn up for me. And so in Jake Paul's signature bratty style, he started the week off by trolling Mike Tyson, only to post again a couple of days later revealing his new training regime.
St. Martin. Day 1 of training. Psych! You really thought I was partying? We out here, high altitude, Colorado Springs, with the Olympians, Team USA Boxing. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm coming for you, Mike.
Okay, hang on. I've got two questions. Number one, who is this guy? And number two, why is a cringe influencer boxer training with Team USA Boxing? Are they really that desperate for exposure? I mean, this is almost as bad as all the companies that pay Brendan Schaub to do ad reads on his podcasts that no one watches. But there's nothing new here. We all know Jake Paul's formula. He's the self-proclaimed problem child who can't be stopped, controlled, or humbled, even though he lost his only fight to an actual boxer. Now, Mike Tyson, on the other hand, yeah, something's happening here, guys, and so many of you called it in my last video, and now it's happening.
What do you think about Tyson? Tyson fighting Jake Paul.
I love Mike Tyson, and I'm not a fan of anybody fighting at our age. But he's a grown man, obviously, and you know he's going to do what he's going to do. But I talked to his wife a couple days ago, and he's taking this serious, and he's training for it, and so we'll see how it plays out.
If you know what that means, well, you know what that means. But there is also a particular video I came across a couple of days ago that really made me stop and think, yeah, this just got real. Jake's got a problem on his hands here.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are my final recordings of Hot Boxing. I really enjoyed being a part of this journey and all the people that I met, the remarkable people that I met and interviewed. And by now, for me, this is my next chapter in life. Please enjoy the following socials at Mike Tyson and MikeTyson.com for my next venture, please. I love you all.
Okay. So Mike Tyson just quit podcasting so he can focus on training for the fight with Jake Paul. Let me just repeat that. Mike Tyson quit podcasting so he can focus on the Paul fight. How is that not one of the scariest Tyson videos you've ever seen? He's reading from a teleprompter below the camera. He's looking fit as hell. He's calm. He's articulate. Yeah, we all know how this ends. Well, let me come back to that because I want to show you a couple of clips from Jake Paul's podcast a couple of days ago where they discuss various aspects of the upcoming fight with Mike and clarify a few things regarding the terms and conditions of the fight itself.
What was interesting too about the dynamic between you guys that whole shoot was that in the past, you and Mike have been so friendly.
Yeah.
You weren't friendly the whole time. We were there for 7 hours. There was no friendly laughing or giggling. He was like, it was like a different mode that he was in.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh,
I don't know.
scary.
It's weird. Like
Scary.
when
You got
when you sign the contract, something changes, right? Like even if we want to feel that, it's still like, yo, we are facing off.
So this is obviously something new for Jake. He's never really faced an opponent that could seriously change the course of the rest of his life. And you can tell that the reality of the situation is finally dawning on him. On the one hand, he's about to get one of his biggest paydays in history. But on the other hand, it's slowly dawning on him that he's fighting Mike Tyson.
We have the footage of Mike's recent training. I think you should watch. I don't know if you've seen his recent training footage, but it's pretty absurd. I still think we're kind of grazing over his age. I think we should touch on that a little bit more. But this is him at 57.
Yeah, this is what I watched before I made the parlay that he was knocking you out.
So you have a parlay in
Wait, no. What?
the Audible. Let me see this.
Babe, but what if he knocks you out?
Ooh.
He sounds nervous.
Just look away.
No, like that will not be good, babe.
No, just look away.
Jake's never been a great actor, and you can tell right there that even though I'm sure he's been studying Mike's training footage, there's definitely an element of fear as the reality hits that he's about to step into the ring with someone who was dominating the boxing world when he was still swimming around in his daddy's nutsack. And that's why there have been all these rumors about headgear and 18 Oz gloves, and even Jake tag teaming his brother Logan into the ring.
I saw a TikTok covering this fight. It was like the most stupid shit I've ever seen in my life.
We have it. I think we can pull it up.
Jake Paul is all set to box against Mike Tyson this July, but the rules in this fight are absolutely absurd. First rule is for Paul's own safety. He'll be able to wear headgear like an amateur boxer, but Tyson won't be wearing any of that. That gives Paul a chance to knock Tyson out, but with his headgear, Jake Paul won't get knocked out and won't get badly injured. The second rule is that Jake is allowed to tag team with his brother Logan Paul, but tag team isn't even the correct way of describing it, despite that being what the contract says, because he'll be able to bring Logan in, and they'll both be able to fight at the same time.
That's probably where you could pause it, because it's so sad that like millions of people believe that. It's fucking absurd. Like, first of all, there's obviously none of that's true. Like, no
Well, they will
headgear.
see if you come in the ring, if you have headgear on or not.
No, but they're so fucking stupid. Like, anyone who believes that shit should not be allowed to vote. Like, actually, there should be like these. I thought of this. I was like, there should be these hidden tests throughout life that like qualify you to be able to vote or not. And they don't know that they're like taking a test. But like the fact that these people are not only driving around on our streets, but like they're able to vote, bro. They're out there driving cars. How could they? They're dumb as fuck. And it's sad. We live in a fucked up world. Humans are getting more and more stupid every single day.
So
and it's crazy,
so
bro.
what round are you planning on tagging Logan in?
Bro,
To be honest, I was kind of excited when I saw it. I was like, wait, are these the rules? Because that would be pretty fucking sweet.
Honestly, I wouldn't be using the word tag team and Logan in the same sentence, especially since he got engaged to Nina Agdal. But anyway, don't you think it's ironic that Jake's talking about having these hidden tests throughout life to weed out all the degenerates when he's just willingly signed himself up to fight Mike Tyson? Yeah, this is a not so hidden test, Jake. And this is the thing. All this talk about the fight has followed one of two narratives. Number one is Mike Tyson will always be Mike Tyson regardless of his age, and Jake has to be either crazy or there must be a clause in the contract that says no knockouts or even just no headshots, which is what we saw in Mike's last exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. The other narrative is Tyson's going to be 58 years old by the time this fight takes place. Jake's 27, he's got youth on his side, Tyson's lost his power and stamina, so it's going to be a walk in the park for Jake. And then what follows is the criticism of trying to make a name for himself by fighting an old man. Now, let me just add fuel to this fire for a moment. Anyone who knows boxing knows that it's a sport. It's not a real fight. In a real fight, you can't just hug the other person and have a break or go stand in the corner every couple of minutes and re-strategize. Boxing is a game of chess, except Tyson hasn't always seen it that way. How many times have we seen Mike completely end his opponent in the first round? Well, Tyson won 26 of his first 28 fights by KO or TKO. 16 of those came in the first round. That's right, you heard me correctly. 16 of Tyson's first 28 fights were won in the first round. That's not strategy. There's no chess game. No. That's Mike Tyson unleashing the animal inside and not giving you a chance to breathe. That's why this fight is so intriguing, because if Jake can hug his way through the first couple of rounds, there's no doubt that he'll have a better motor than Mike will. The longer the fight goes on, the more fatigued Tyson gets, and that opens it up for Jake to either win on points or via a TKO. You may have noticed a few Xboxers saying that they want to see some unedited training footage of Tyson because all these hot clips we've seen so far are just 5 to 10 seconds of Mike hitting combos and rattling his trainer. Now, like I just pointed out, that's precisely how he made a name for himself. He would maul his opponents in the first round and suffocate them blow after blow, putting them to sleep pretty quickly. But Jake's young, he can move more freely than Mike. I mean, it wasn't long ago that we saw Mike walking around with a stick and even being wheeled around due to ongoing back injuries.
Ted, the other day I saw a picture of you. You were in a wheelchair. What was that all about?
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk.
Is that the only health problem you got right now? I mean, hopefully that's the only thing you have, and you don't need. I mean, I hope you don't have sciatica right now, but otherwise you're in good health. You're in good health. All right.
And finally, if you missed my previous video covering this fight, I mentioned that Jake and Logan always seem to take on projects that they have full control over. That's why Logan fits so well into WWE, and Jake's made a career out of fighting nobodies. I mean, if Jake steps in the ring with Canelo, this whole conversation is completely different. So I definitely think that there's a no knockout clause in the contract and even a no headshot rule as well. That way Jake knows he's safe, and all he has to do is ride out those first couple of rounds, avoid taking any heavy body shots, and then he'll have it over Mike just on pure fitness as the fight goes on. If I'm Jake Paul right now, I'm doing nothing but cardio. Anyway, at this point, I've become so invested in this fight that it can't come soon enough, but I think both Mike and Jake owe it to their fans to release the details in the contract about knockouts and headshots and just be more transparent about those important details. I think it's interesting that he didn't mention any of those things in the podcast the other day that I played the clips from and focused just on the headgear rumors and the tag teaming with his brother Logan. That tells me that there is probably something in the contract along those lines, and it kind of makes sense that they won't come out and say it, because if they did, well, I mean, I'm not going to watch it, right? So we'll know in the first round what the fine print really said, but until then, let the circus continue, hey? Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not a regular of this channel, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and be sure to drop a comment below to let me know what you think about this whole circus. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
Babe, but what if he knocks you out?
Ooh.
He sounds nervous.
Just look away.
No, like that will not be good, babe.
No, just look away.